I have pushed the buttons. Unfortunately, doing things live requires checking to see if things work, and it's always just kind of a pain in the butt. Appears we're live.
Our viewer said, don't do as much housekeeping. Just get to the point because we have interesting stuff that she wants to hear, but she falls asleep before we start talking about it.
Yes. Okay. So that being the case, we have just a little bit of things to do to get the show started, and this is it.
The J & Gary Show.
So the very first thing we need to do is explain to people how to watch or listen to the show.
Oh, okay.
Feed people who say it's a 2-hour show. What? I don't have time for that.
Just, you know what? Radio shows are 3 or 4 hours.
Right. And we have to do it within a minute. So we only have about
radio
20
shows are 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Radio shows 3 to 4 hours. So just, and you listen on average to 15 minutes of it. Just listen to 15 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And then come back and listen to another 15.
Any 15 minutes.
Any
Just
15 minutes.
Slide the slider down the timeline. And
there's no beginning, there's no end. It's just a stream of consciousness.
Yeah, just pretend
it's two brothers who hardly know each other because we grew up in the same house and then moved our separate ways, didn't see each other for decades, and we've come back together, and we're really kind of finding out that we kind of like each other.
Ish.
All
right. So it doesn't matter which 15 minutes you pick, just slide it down there, pretend you just got in your car, turn the radio on, to Bob and Duff in the morning, they're not going to restart their program for you. You just pick them up where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here we are.
So we've done that. And then now. From the studio in the bonus room above the garage on the north side of Fort Mills.
The J & Gary Show.
One more thing. Come on, thing. Go. Why won't it play?
I don't know. There we go.
Damn you two.
And I'm Gary.
And we're white and old.
And we're rapping
you too because we podcast
bold. We talk for hours.
And our shows are long.
And we don't give a damn
that you think that's wrong.
If you think we lack focus.
Because we rattle and stray.
We can't remember
what we're going to say. Wait, what's the next line?
Yeah, okay. That's just part of the charm
of an old guy show.
And there's just one more thing
that we want you to know.
Understand our show.
Ain't nothing like this.
This is just clickbait.
Or maybe bait and switch.
It should be switch. But that wouldn't
just go with it.
That wouldn't rhyme.
Let's go with it. We're running out of time.
So we need this viral.
Because we're not well known.
And we'll keep on rapping
to our microphone.
Because there's two.
But then it would have to be knowns.
Yeah. It's the Jay and Gary Show.
Only on YouTube.
And podcasts.
And Facebook. We should be on Facebook.
We're not going to be on Facebook. No, maybe we should. We're going to be on TikTok.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Gary.
And we're white.
Wait, I forgot.
And we're rapping YouTube.
I forgot. It just goes over and over again. It just goes over. It just goes over and over and over and over.
Well, we could do that for 2 hours and just be done with it.
Yeah. It's what people on TikTok do, I'm afraid. They just keep watching that thing over and over. All right.
We are recording on Easter. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Today is also Egg-ucation Day at the White House.
Explain that, please.
According to Jill Biden.
I think everybody knows about Easter, but please explain Egg-ucation.
Along with the egg roll, the Easter egg roll at the White House, they have various education booths set up, reading, STEM, and the like, to add a little meat to the day. It's also Transgender Day, which the Republicans say was a White House thing.
You woke people.
To make it on Easter and take away from Easter. But they're full of bullshit because Transgender Day always happens on March 31st. Easter does not always happen on March 31st.
Easter
they landed on the same day.
Slides around.
Biden isn't responsible for doing everything that you don't like. So, F you. Sorry. Not a good way to get off. Not a good foot to get off.
Good way to start a show.
Well, I've been reading Project 25. Have you read Project 25?
No, but I thought that would be a good thing to do at some point.
Yes, it is.
As a show theme.
Yeah, that would. Okay, well, we'll hold on to that. But you should look it up if you want to look it up in advance and hear what we're talking about. Yeah. Project 25.
I know the concept.
Heritage Foundation.
Yeah, it's their plan for destroying democracy, starting the first year of the new lifetime appointment to the presidency for Donald Trump, starting January 21st. Is the inauguration day? 2025.
Yes.
On day one, when he's going to be a dictator.
Yes.
And then he discovers how much he likes it, and he says, "I'm going to be dictator for life."
Baby Doc Trump.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, that's that. That's the day.
Okay.
And I was reading that this morning, and it got me in a really sour mood. And so, and the whole transgender day, put on Easter on purpose, got me pissed off. So I just started, in a pissed off mood. But I'm hoping that hearing about your ski trip will make me happier.
Well, do you hear this voice?
Yes.
Can you hear this voice?
You got sick on your ski trip?
I'm coming down with something. I'm coming down with it. And one of the ways that I know that I'm coming down with it is my voice is down another half octave.
I know illness does that, so does being hungover. Drinking tones, we call them.
Yeah. Well,
if you go out excessively drinking and you wake up the next day, that's when you should go into the studio and do some production work because your voice is just there. Yeah. Okay. Well, I
haven't done that since 1988. So.
So what's up?
We were sitting on airplanes and then sitting in outdoor in the bright blue sky. Well, we didn't have a lot of that out there in the air, in the beautiful air. I'm looking for some pictures here. Not much of a problem, but when you go into lunch, you're in a mountain resort restaurant thing. Mm-hmm. Packed with people, wall to wall people. It does have high ceilings, so there's circulation and stuff. But I mean, and COVID is so damn. What's the word I'm looking for? Everybody gets it. It's.
I didn't get it.
When you're in that environment, you've never had COVID?
No.
You've never had COVID?
No. Wear a mask.
You've never had COVID?
No, I have not.
Wow, we need to do a COVID show.
We could do a COVID show. I haven't had COVID.
So many shows we could do.
I'm looking for my mask now. I don't know where they are.
I've had COVID. I think I've had it 3 times.
Well, you're going to die.
Yeah, sooner or later. So, let's introduce the show. I have something new, a new feature of the JaG and Gary Show, a title frame.
Do your podcast hang low.
Do your podcast hang low, and we will. First of all, I'm not guaranteeing that we are ever going to actually talk about that subject during the course of the program, but we probably will. We got publicity. Somebody you know.
Yeah. Deb Cowan, world famous international folk singer. And look her up, DebraCowan. She has numerous CDs out. I have some right around here someplace. I can't put my hands on them right now, but she's really good and worth, if she's in your neighborhood, visit. We have known each other since high school.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong here.
Oh, you can't get audio going?
No, I've got her.
Oh, no, there she is.
Yeah. But it's the December 2019 newsletter. Something's wrong.
Is that the one I sent you?
I don't know.
Because it's got, the new one's got, well, maybe you don't subscribe to it. I don't know.
I don't, but let's okay. Apparently I'm not seeing the things that
is there a search in it? There's newsletter February 2023. So
is that what I want?
No, and you want March 2024. Oh. That's what this is. Goofhead.
Oh, that's right. Actually, what I should do is I should go to the link that you sent me.
Yeah.
It's just going to take me a moment.
So I'll fill time. I'm drinking coffee today out of my B cup because I'm very excited. The weather is very nice here, and I'm getting ready to go out and
out of your B cup. You're wearing a bra now.
Yes,
but a small one.
And I'm going out to, and it's getting smaller. What's it gonna? Oh, I'm going out to start working in the yard while I'm working on the house. So I have to grab a couple hours here and there, but I'm very excited because I'm planting a garden this year. In addition to the pollinator garden, I'm putting in a bee lawn as well as the zinnia bed.
You know, without bees, life on Earth as we know it would be impossible.
Yes, I know. And that's why I got my bee cup, because it's making me happy. This makes me happy. Having the bees flying around the yard and the butterflies makes me happy.
Okay, I found the page we're looking for.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, it's April. Wow, she was early.
And so she's introducing her nephew, Clayton. What she says here is that once in a while she likes to tell her vast audience about people who are just getting started, like you and me. You and I just getting started in the business.
Well, on this business.
In this business, yes. And to use her fame and wide renowned audience to introduce people to them. And so she starts with Clayton York, her nephew, creating art and posting on Instagram. Do you do Instagram?
When I'm forced to, because my wife sends me something.
Okay.
A reel or something.
Yeah. I've got an Instagram account.
Hey, look, it's us.
And then, and there's us. So you knew her back in the day.
In Winnetka.
At New Trier High School, where
early 70s,
went to school. We were 5 years apart, so we did not overlap our high school careers. I was out, even though it took me extra long time to get in. I was out by 69, and you started high school in what year?
In 69, the fall.
I finished up a few classes that I had to finish up. Oh, that would have been the spring of 69. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I started in the fall.
Getting out.
And Mr. Bushnell, Mr. B, had him for one of my classes. You remember him, don't you?
Yes, he was electronics instructor.
Yeah. And he was the one who said, "Oh, God, another Pierce."
He did? He said that?
Yes. B. Bushnell.
Yeah. That was my only formal electronics instruction, was 1 year of electronics with and that was
I think mine too.
It was a I don't want to disparage the concept of shop, because physical trades, learning how to do things with your hands, learning how to do things mechanically, electrically, things like that, those are all extremely important. And even today, maybe especially today, you can have an excellent, well-paid, enjoyable career doing those things.
Sure can.
Electrician, plumbing,
HVAC.
Yep, many et ceteras. And and you can go to a trade school to learn it. You can sign on as a journeyman with a company. Or do both. You're probably going to do both.
IBEW has a great program.
Yeah, and those the idea of going to college is just pushed on everybody, and it's not going to be right for everybody. But
you are correct.
But the electronics class, and I'm afraid I never went to a shop class. Did you do any shop classes in school?
Yes, and art.
I did art a little bit. I did
made a lot of clay ashtrays. They were candy dishes, but they were ashtrays at our house.
At our junior high school, Skokie Junior High School, the school,
Skokie swastika.
Yes, I was going to say the school with the Native American symbol that was essentially a reversed swastika. Fit right in that our grandpa was run over by a Nazi.
Yeah, it does. And Skokie, where they paraded.
Right. this was this for those of you that are in the Chicago area. The Skokie is a suburb. The Skokie Junior High School is in Winnetka,
Right.
a few miles north.
And I also went to Carlton Washburn when they built it. So,
Yep. Skokie Junior High School had a print shop.
oh yeah,
A Gutenberg-style print shop.
yeah. I took print. We made like notepads with our names on.
It's about as far as I ever got, I think.
Me too.
But I mean, literally, you pull the letters out of bins, line them up on a form, and put them in the press. Ink the press
with a little ink roller.
Yep. It was all manual. I think you pull the handle. It brings the ink and the paper and it's an ink paper font sandwich prints on the paper. And
That
so
was Mr. Johnson, MJ. Mr. Johnson was the print teacher.
I'll take your word for that.
He
So
was.
like I said, regular viewers, the regular viewer of the Jay and Gary show, no, my memory is non-existent. It occurs in little snapshots. In any case,
And I remember too much.
there was that what happened, when the DNA was being transferred down from mom and dad, something was missing. Something was retained in their genetic structure that didn't get to me in terms of forming the ability to form memory engrams. And you got all of it. It was stuck somewhere in the fallopian tubes, and it all poured out when it was time for you to be hatched.
The imagery.
And now you remember everything of your life and mine. Where I was going with this,
with most of your life. I wasn't there for the first 5 years. I can't vouch for that.
Okay. I don't think I was there for the first. I will tell you one of the first memories that I've got because it ties into our topic a little bit later on. But if I remember, I'll add that embarrassing personal detail. So I mentioned the shop class or the printing class, because that's maybe as close as I came to something you would call shop. But the electronics class was, unfortunately, and I put all the disclaimers in because now what I'm about to say is totally disparaging, it was the babysitting class. Now, I don't know about real shop, automotive shop or metalwork or anything else, but the people, the other students that were in the electronics class had no interest in being there, no interest in learning electronics. They were there because either they were
It was an easy elective.
Yeah, maybe it was. Although to really learn the stuff was not easy.
No, you had to learn the color codes on resistors.
You had to learn electronic formulas.
Formulas.
Yeah, principles and theories. They may have been
EIR.
These kids may have been disciplinary problems. But there are classes that you put students who you just don't mix well with the rest of student society, and I, for all of my faults and foibles in high school and throughout my school career up before college, where I shined academically, I would qualify for that, but I wasn't really in that mix of people. I think we're talking about not the jocks, the the Fonzie types, what's the
greasers?
Yeah, the greasers, the guys that too cool for school, but they got to be there and they got to be in something, and so they were in
and they hung out in the parking lot with their Camaros and Super Bs.
Yeah, not when I was there, because maybe by senior year, because I went in with a 2-year class, freshmen and sophomores, and we had no upperclassmen because they were just getting this school started. So I was, and because I got held back in 7th grade, I got my driver's license first, long before everybody else.
You need an agent. You didn't get held back in 7th grade. You liked 7th grade so much. You took it again.
A class so nice, I took it twice.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, the electronics class was my only formal education. I have no idea how we got to this point in the conversation.
I'm trying to think of it. We were talking about you being sick and COVID.
Oh no, we were either past or we'll have to come back to that. No, we were talking about.
Oh, we were talking about Deb Cowan, who was a friend of mine in high school. We were in theater, technical theater.
Now, was that also a area for losers and
brilliant people? And we built the sets, we designed the sets, we did the lighting, we did the sounds, we did all of that stuff. And it took a lot of skills and put them all together. And the people who we were in a group with went on to be some really great things, like physicists at Stanford and internationally famous folk singers. And me, I was on the NPR board. Another of us was, I think it was the library. It was Guggenheim Library or something. There's just, they went all the great places. I'll get it wrong if I try to name everybody, but, another of us invented a reverse osmosis process, sold it and retired. And he lives up in the mountains in Colorado. And, we were very smart, and so we might not have fit in with some others because it was a
geek squad place. It was.
And we were probably
nerds and geeks and stuff, but not losers.
We were probably somewhere between the average student and the Rocket Club.
The Rocket Club or the Ham Radio Club.
We had a Rocket Club, yeah. The Ham Radio Club, I guess it existed. Yeah, I guess it existed.
Well, there was.
We had a radio station. We had a TV station.
Yeah, there was a Ham Radio Club because it was there
newspaper.
early. I helped start it, but I don't know if it kept going after I left.
Head of marketing for Del Monte. It's one of our group. That was my girlfriend. That was my girlfriend.
Another one of your girlfriends.
That was my high school.
I was so afraid of girls. There was a something on. There's a couple of Facebook groups. One for New Trier alumni, which, by the way, they're promoting a reunion for the class of '68. It's not like a 50-year reunion or something. It's an odd year, I guess. But technically, I was the class of '68. I didn't graduate until '69 because, again, 5 years. But technically, I went through 4 years of high school as the class of '68. That would be my class. I just didn't graduate with them.
Sounds like a John Hughes movie.
And they're scraping together a reunion.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen. Well, somebody was saying if you're interested in doing this, to email them, and I didn't. I remember almost nobody from my high school class. You remember almost everybody from your high school class.
There were only 1,200.
Yeah, and I remember almost nobody. And while you are a brilliant success, I am a mediocre failure. Of a human
not a mediocre failure. You did the Wandering Gnome commercials.
Fishing for
Get
this.
out of here, man.
Fishing for this.
You did the Wandering Gnome commercials.
The Roaming Gnome.
Roaming Gnome. See how impressed I was with them?
Yeah. Travelocity presents the Roaming Gnome.
So and you've done a lot of really cool things. Get out of here. I'm not listening to you.
Eventually I found some success in my life.
We came up very differently. See, I played sports. I played hockey and baseball. I golfed. I played tennis.
I did not know this.
I played tennis. I was the captain of the 8th grade basketball team. What else did I do? What are the four? I played football until I broke my arm in 8th grade, and I couldn't play the rest of the year. And so that all ended I ran track, cross country, but that all ended in high school when I went into theater, technical theater. I just stopped doing all of the rest. I didn't have time. We had to put on 5 shows a year. We had to build the sets. We had to design the lighting. We had to do the lighting. Stage manage. I stage managed a bunch of shows. We had a lot of stuff to do. So my Microsoft Defender summary did not find any threats.
Well, that's good.
Nice of it to pop up.
Okay. Well,
so that was, we were very different people. So that's why I know a lot of people, because I was in stuff. You were in ham radio. And I remember when the police came, because you were a suspicious character up in your bedroom above the garage. You were down the hall.
They came because my friend Bob was there. And mom, probably mom, I don't know, but dad so much, mom probably wanted to get him out, and he wouldn't go. And
it was
so she called the police, and so he escaped out the window of my room, which led to a low section of the porch or the roof that you could get out on. And so the police came, we opened the door, and he wasn't there. I don't know who you're looking for, but he's not here. And meanwhile he's just sitting out on the roof.
So I recall that they were also very interested in your spy equipment, your ham radio equipment. You had like whole equipment racks of
I had a big rack of old tube type equipment. I had a teletype machine.
Yeah, and they were convinced you were a spy. They came another time. They came many times. Well, Bob's mom called them this particular time, and I remember they were dragging him out by his hands, and he spread his legs out, so everything in the hallway got dragged down the hallway, and we had this spiral staircase, and stuff was flying down the stair, the sock bin, and everything else went. So that was there were a couple of times when they went, but they didn't find any of the good stuff that you were hiding in there.
I don't know what the good stuff was. Oh, there was no good stuff.
I'm sure there was something, but
at some point there were cases of vodka.
Yeah. Yes, there were crates of vodka in the little side attic, and I wasn't going to get into that unless you wanted to. You can tell that story. I walk a very fine line in what I should say or what I shouldn't say.
There are some things we will not talk about.
Okay,
at least not yet. Maybe someday.
I think the statute of limitations is up.
Because as we have both noted on Facebook, this program is therapy. More for you than for me.
When you're ready for it, we'll talk about it. It's a teaser, folks.
More for you than for me.
There were cases of vodka in Gary's attic. Where did they come from? What were they there for? Where did they go? I can answer all 3, but I'm not going to.
I'll give you one hint. I did not drink any of it.
That's correct.
So anyway, I want to thank Deborah, your friend Deborah, for...
Yes, thanks, Deb. And I'll see her in August, I believe it is. She's going to come play at a folk festival, Alpine Valley, I believe it is, if I'm correct. And she's going to stop by before that, and we're going to try to have a little cul-de-sac party here with her as the entertainment.
By the way, I decided not to do this picture here like this. I decided...
Thank you.
This is a compromise. I got rid of the silver background and the boxes and stuff, and just 2 big pictures.
I got some stuff in the background here. Look at this stuff.
Yeah, I can now. Let's see. I can promote you to full screen. What have you got sitting back there?
Well, that one thing's too light because it's a bright light. I don't know if I could turn the video down a little.
Don't adjust your video.
Can you adjust it?
Not really.
Well, I could get up and go. Hang on. Just talk a minute. Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst myself. I can also make myself full screen. But if you want to show us what's going on back there, right? Oh, there's Kansas Stag beer. There's your fake microphone. There's an old tube type radio. There's a set of TV rabbit ears.
Wait, I'm getting my headphones on. It's hot. This thing's hot.
What? Hot? Electrically hot? Well, you're shocking yourself?
No, it was light.
He should have taken that electronics course.
It was light enough. I did. You know what the best part about that was? Hang on, I'll get back on my. the best part about electronics class was learning about capacitors. And you could put them in that, the breadboards we use to put resistors in and, do all that stuff. You could charge them up, and then you could go up to somebody and shock them.
Yeah. Always girls, right?
No. I don't remember any girls in there. So this is what was on back there.
Okay, hang on. Let me make you big screen again.
This is what was back there lighted up, but it's apparently too bright. So anyway, it's a Stag Beer plastic 6-pack, and it lights up, and they would put these in with 6-packs in a display, and this one would be lit up. My friend Don Butita got me this in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, many years ago. He was going by an antique knick-knack store, and he saw it in the window, and he jammed on the brakes and went in, and he got it. And
Jay must have this.
Oh, I've had this for decades, at least 20 years. So anyway, so that's
Stag Beer is it's a meme. It's a Jay Pierce meme before there were memes.
When
did the word meme come up? When did that first start?
Meme. That's a really good question. I have no idea what it means.
Okay.
Memes.
I wanted to do one more thing with Deborah. I wanted to play a little bit of music.
Do it. She probably won't make us take it down.
More and more we're not getting taken down for stuff. We're just getting monetized. By the way, I wanted to do a shout out to Steve Goodman, because he wrote the Cubs song and performed the Cubs song that we played. And I'm trying to talk.
I saw him at Ravinia, among other places, Earl of Old Town. I saw him a lot. And that's the first concert I saw John Prine. He was with Steve Goodman at Ravinia, which is north of Chicago. Beautiful place.
Yeah. So I got the YouTube copyright notice, but it just said, it was basically saying, dude, you use some of my music. Good on you. I'm not going to ask. Really? I'm not going to ask for any money. I'm not going to ask for credit. I just want you to know we saw you.
Steve Goodman said that.
Well,
that'd be a good trick.
Not personally, no. I would just, I am because he's dead.
He hasn't been alive for a while.
No, I am paraphrasing basically what YouTube said, which was, okay, we saw you use the music. It's okay. No strikes and you get your channel. No monetization. Just we saw it, and they put a note on the YouTube description that says he used this music. So
okay,
so need to note that.
A Verbo is for sharing all kinds of moments.
Nice. She's got ads.
From post-concert bliss.
She's getting the cut.
I'm in the wrong
pre-game hype. Because with a Verbo,
I'm in my wrong account.
You, your people.
But I'll let this play for a few seconds. There we go.
Oh no, there we go.
And that will show their love for you.
So this genre is like pure folk.
Yeah, she's pretty much folk.
Plays good guitar.
I wish I was a little sparrow, just flying here and flying there.
Okay, so that's what she sounds like.
Beautiful. And you know what? In high school, I had no idea.
She didn't sing, play the guitar and stuff like that in high school?
She sang in the choir, of course, as did I, and Chris Ebersol. Remember Chris Ebersol from Saturday Night Live?
I'm thinking of sports.
Oh, Dick Ebersol?
Okay, I got the wrong guy. All right, okay.
Well, I think that's, now I got to see if they were related because I never questioned that. I gotta find this out. But yeah, and so I knew she could sing, but I had no idea she could play guitar. I had no idea.
Probably she learned to play the guitar back as a kid. It's hard to do as an adult and to get that good at it.
She is good.
Ask her We could return the favor. Ask her to be on the show. Return the favor.
Okay.
I mean, that would be lovely, but it would just be her slumming with an old high school buddy, and his brother, who she doesn't know very well, but getting to know a little bit.
So she has a really famous brother too. So,
okay, who's he?
As I know him, he's a magician.
Your audio's breaking up. Where's your audio?
No, that's me. That was me going, trying to figure it out.
By the way, have you turned on your original sound for magicians?
Original sound for magicians?
For musicians. In the upper left corner of your Zoom screen.
I don't know. Yes, it's off. I'm going to turn it on. Do I have to turn it on every time?
Yes, you have to turn it on every time. It won't stay on.
Okay, there we go. I'm on.
And now, am I echoing? No, I'm not. Okay, you got things set up right. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
that does is it takes a lot of the Zoom crap out of the equation.
Oh, okay.
Zoom is designed for people to have conferences, and they have a little care for broadcasters and podcasters. They can turn off a lot of their crap if you want to do a program like this and have pretty much just the audio that is coming out of your beautifully designed, elegant podcast studio.
Got it.
Okay, so that's the story.
So Chris Ebersol was not apparently related to Dick Ebersol, who was a big producer at NBC. Chris Ebersol was
okay. So I got the Dick Ebersol relationship right, but not sports.
Yeah, he was sports.
Oh, he produced sports. Okay, was he on the air?
No, I don't think so. He had a relationship with Saturday Night Live, and I can't remember. He wasn't, because Lorne Michaels was producing. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, Chris Ebersol went.
You're listening to the Jerry and Gary Show. Two experts in the broad world of broadcasting, just giving you their entire font of knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who he was. I sort of remember.
Well, anyway,
where were we? Do we need to go back to our show plan here?
So Chris Ebersol was really good in high school. Right after high school, she was already singing.
Chris is a she. I was missing the indefinite name.
So
androgynous name Chris.
So Dick Ebersol was chairman of NBC Sports.
Okay.
And so anyway, he was married to Susan St. James. So anyway, that's he produced a lot of stuff. Saturday Night Live, Midnight Special. Remember that?
Starting to wonder why we care.
Football in America. Because we were talking about being in choir. And Deb and I were in choir, and so was Chris Ebersol, who was a famous singer, actress. And right after high school, well, it was during high school, I guess it was maybe senior year, and she was out of high school already. She was 2 years older than me. And so she was in a play at Barrett College, and a fight broke out afterwards, and somebody got stabbed and stuff. So just one of those things. It wasn't her. She was okay. So that's that. I bought a new old car.
Before you do that,
you never told us really how skiing was besides getting sick.
I was looking for Chris Ebersol on YouTube, and Dick Ebersol's coming up. Only Dick.
Christine Ebersol.
I don't know how to spell Christine.
Christine, like the Plymouth in the movie.
Let's see if that helps.
Plymouth.
Let's see. Okay, so
Ebersol.
This may be what we're looking for.
Seth TV. Yeah, that's her.
Okay, so you went to school with this woman.
Yes.
What What would a mother not do for her child? What lengths would a mother not go? There's a bond that exists between mother and child with no end to how strong it can grow.
What is Seth Speaks? Seth
I have no idea.
Rudsky, somebody's YouTube show.
Okay, well,
Yep, it's got 6,000 views 8 years ago.
wow, 8 years ago.
Okay, so another famous person that Jay went to school with.
You know who else? Ed Zwick.
I don't know who that is.
30-something?
I did not watch that show.
Oh. He's produced other stuff, too.
He was a producer. Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, there's a lot to that, but you were skiing. I used to ski as well, but we never skied together.
That's true.
Because we were separated at birth. Somehow. Even though we lived in the same house, we were separated at birth.
I'm gonna take a chance here. Take a chance on me, and just kind of randomly go through the album here, and hope that nothing comes up that's too embarrassing.
A picture of you skiing? You had a lot of powder snow out there.
There won't be much of a picture of me skiing. So that's On the Way Out.
And your wife skis too.
Yep. Not quite as fast as
Cindy.
me, but she's pretty good. Oh, this is a good story. So here's our flight board. Boards in 2 minutes. It boarded 20 minutes later. So it was really late getting out of the gate in Charlotte, the airport that we fly out of here. Oh, by the way, I completely forgot. From the studio in the bonus room above the garage on the north side of Fort Mill, South Carolina, in the shadow of Charlotte, the buckle of the Bible Belt, and the foot of Mount Belzoni, I'm Gary.
And I'm Jay in the attic, eating calzones. And in the city where HAL 9000...
The birthplace of HAL 9000.
And I was going to say was born.
The birthplace of the transistor.
And the Netscape Navigator.
The Netscape Navigator, Champaign, Illinois. Ooh. And this is... Okay, now that we've got that out of the way.
So your flight got late, but the door stayed on your airplane.
I've even got some stuff on that. Okay, so yes, the flight was late. We had a tight connection. Normally, in a lot of places, because Charlotte's a big hub airport, you get direct flights to a lot of places. Sometimes you can't. And sometimes if you want the direct flight, first of all, it won't be the time of day that you want, but it also could be much more expensive than a flight that takes you through a one-stop. You know, you and I grew up in Chicago. Well, you and I grew up in Chicago, but you left Chicago early. And I stayed in Chicago for my young adulthood up until the age 36. Mm-hmm. So if I did any flying, it was out of O'Hare Airport.
Mm-hmm. Now Midway was better, though. Less crowded, less congested. I got thrown out of O'Hare Airport one time.
Okay, we interrupt Gary's story to hear Jay's story about getting thrown out of O'Hare Airport.
I was in the airport campaigning for Richard Nixon. And they said,
you were doing what?
In the airport. I know, right? And I was a Republican. I was a young Republican. And so we went to O'Hare Airport, and we had posters and stuff on sticks. And so anyway, we got thrown out. Damn Democrats, that Mayor Daley.
Oh, yeah, Mayor Daley, the Daley machine.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sure it was him. He said, "Get Pierce. He's in the airport now. He's got signs for Nixon. Get him out of there."
When was your transition? Because I mean, you were a young Republican. I was John Birch.
Yes.
Not technically, but I was hanging around with a lot of Birchers. I didn't really understand what I was in the middle of.
No, I know.
Yeah. When did you change?
In fact, that was a nickname somebody gave me, John Birch Pearson. He wrote that in a book. Larry was his name. I won't say his last name.
Bird?
I wonder if he's... No. Larry Bird's in it. The one time that I encountered Larry Bird, he was not
Jay's
nice.
interruption story to tell you an interruption story.
He was an ass. He would not give your nephew his autograph. Asshole.
My nephew, Dale.
Yeah.
Who has a famous uncle who played guitar.
Yes.
With Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
He did, and he wrote some of their songs, co-wrote some of the songs with.
Yeah. So he has that uncle, and he has me as an uncle. He's got a few others, I suppose.
Well, Uncle Andy.
Okay, yeah.
My phone's jammed. Hold on.
From incoming calls that are...
No, I was going to look something up, but it's jammed. Okay. What is going on here? Is this Zoom taking up all the bandwidth or what? I'm gonna turn it off and restart all this stuff. Okay.
Are we done with the Jay got thrown out of O'Hare Airport story?
Yeah.
Okay, because my point about O'Hare was
yes.
Growing up, we did a little flying when we were kids. I remember a couple of trips where we flew, but we'd often, if we were going to like Pennsylvania where the family lived for a holiday trip or something, we always drove. So my experience flying, which I didn't do a lot, but I would fly a couple times a year probably, was everything's a nonstop because you're flying out of O'Hare. Everything's a nonstop. Yeah. This was also before the era of hub and spoke airports.
It was like the world's busiest airport, right?
It was among the busiest. It may have a few years where it was the busiest. It isn't anymore. Like Atlanta. Something in New York would be, except they've got 45 airports in New York.
Yeah, they've got a lot of airports there.
So my experience was that everything's a nonstop. I didn't understand the concept of a 2 or 3 leg trip until I moved to North Carolina. And then flying out of Raleigh. Raleigh was an American hub for a while. And to a few American destinations, you could get a nonstop. But for the most part, you're going to do a layover someplace. Mm-hmm. Charlotte is a bit more of a hub. You get significantly more because it's a bigger city, and you get a lot more nonstops. But to get to Salt Lake City, Utah, they have some nonstops, but they're way more expensive. So we were flying through Phoenix. So we were delayed. We had a tight connection in Phoenix already, and we were delayed about 20 minutes getting out of Charlotte.
Okay.
And so
they bolted on the door?
Yeah, we're tightening the bolts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hearing echo. It's probably out of your headphones. It's real low. The audience is not going to hear it, but you got your headphones that turned up loud?
No.
Hello. Yeah. Yep. I hear a little bit.
Do you hear it now?
Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. And maybe from something else. You got a speaker up?
No, we went through this thing before.
No, it's not the echo coming through this is purely acoustic.
Can you? Oh, it's acoustic?
I'm pretty sure it's out of your headphones. Hello. I don't know. Turn your mic off for a second.
Well, wait. How about now? Do you hear it now?
Hello. Yes.
Well, then it's not acoustic because I had my headphones turned down.
Oh, okay. That is from somewhere else. I don't care. It's so low that I don't think the audience can even hear it, even if they're listening on earbuds.
Okay. Well, anyway.
So
you were delayed getting off the ground because they had to bolt the back door on
the doors. They had tighten the bolts in the back door. So we're taxiing in at Phoenix, and I'm looking at the flight, and the next flight, our flight from Phoenix to Salt Lake City, is boarding, and allegedly boarding, and it looks like about the time our feet would hit the ramp getting off the airplane is when they would be closing the door. So Cindy and I did an OJ through the airport. We didn't have to go very far. For those of you who don't get the reference, it's an old OJ Simpson TV commercials where he'd be running because he was a famous running back. And so we were running through the airport. I don't know what airline He was, or even what
United. I
don't know what the product was that he was pitching at that time.
Tennis shoes. I don't know.
Yeah, but doing an OJ through the airport was a meme before the word meme existed, as far as I know. We were doing an OJ through the airport. We didn't have too far to go. It was only 3 or 4 gates away, and we get there and they're just starting to board. We didn't have to hurry particularly, but it was still tight. And so we get on, and Cindy is saying, well, okay, cool. We got on, but there's no way our luggage got on. There's no way that they were going to be able to transfer our bags from that plane, from the one from
And this
Charlotte.
was on the way out there with all your ski clothes and long underwear and all that stuff.
Yeah. And our experience with airline flights has been pretty good. There was only one that I can remember where our luggage wasn't there when we got there. And this was, once again, going out to Salt Lake. And it got there later that day. And they called us and said, we've got it. Do you want us to deliver it to your hotel? I said, no chance.
No, we'll come get it.
Do we want you to put it on a truck somewhere and send it to Las Vegas? We'll come pick it up, which we did. And I interrupt that story for just an awesome airline story. I was flying to meet Cindy in, I think, Berlin. I'm not a well-seasoned European traveler. I've been to Europe 3 times. We've been on 2 riverboat excursions, and we've been to Berlin. Cindy was in Berlin for a business conference, and I flew out at the end of the week, and we were going to spend another long weekend, 4 or 5 days, touristing Berlin. Very interesting city. Seeing things like, where the wall was and how extensive it was and all that.
Hold that. No, you go, because I'll say something after. It's about Berlin, though.
We'll be back to Berlin story interruption after 3 or 4 more interruptions. So my chest is filling up with fluid. I'm probably going to die of right here on the podcast.
Do you need me to aspirate you?
It'd be difficult to do over the air, but put your if you got your phone working again, get your finger ready at 911.
Okay.
So
that'll help. They'll come here.
So I was transferring through Heathrow, and
I've been there. I flew into there.
Yep, I'm interrupting my first Heathrow story from my second Heathrow story because I had been to Heathrow before, going through on our way to Amsterdam, which is where we began the first river tour.
Amsterdam it. I have a good Amsterdam story, too.
Jay will interrupt his Berlin story to tell an Amsterdam story.
Maybe we'll do Travelogue on another show because it deserves time.
Yeah, because we're already an hour in and we haven't even started hardly. Okay, so I'm my passport shows that I have been through Heathrow once before. We did the river cruise, and at the end of the river cruise, which took us from Amsterdam down to Basel, Switzerland, we took the high-speed train to Paris, spent a couple days in Paris, another high-speed train through the Channel to London, spent a couple days in London, and then flew back from London. Okay, so now I'm on my second round through Heathrow, and now I'm just changing planes and going to Berlin, but you still got to go through customs. And so
that's customary.
When we fly as a couple, Cindy is in charge. Now, I have flown a lot as an individual. I'm a competent adult human being in terms of being able to navigate myself around the world. But Cindy is the kind of person, and this is a very wonderful thing about her, that she is in charge. She does when we're driving, she drives. When we're flying, she makes the reservations. She does all the planning. Occasionally, I do a little spot backup and say, I think you missed thing, and 1 out of 5 times I'm right.
A quick shout out, not to change the topic, but because it's along this line, is my wife, Melissa, is also the excellent travel planner. Yeah. And I drive, but I follow the instructions, and we get there and the rooms are reserved and everything goes smoothly.
Yep. So I've been through the intake at Heathrow once, but Cindy was leading the way. And now I'm on my own because she's already in Berlin, and I'm coming out to meet her. And so now I'm in Heathrow by myself, trying to find my way through. And even though I'd been there, it was vaguely familiar, but still easy to get lost. Anyway, I somehow found myself at, I think, what was the correct customs desk. And I'm discombobulated. I know you have a hard time if you're just experiencing who I am on this show. You're thinking, this guy has it together. This guy knows the score. He knows
a smooth operator.
He knows exactly. He's the man with the plan.
Yeah.
So I'm at this point thoroughly discombobulated, hoping I'm at the right place. And the customs guy is saying, are you coming for vacation or whatever? Somehow he asked a question to which my answer was, I've never been here before. Oops. And he's looking at the visa stamp in my passport, showing
and it says you've been
clearly
there.
I was there the previous 2 years ago. That should have been a red. Hang on, I got to push the red flag button.
Red flag.
That also switched a picture.
Red flag.
Yeah, but it didn't. He said, "It looks like you've been here before." I said, "Oh yeah." Well, my wife was showing. I'm all right. So I get through that. You got to pick up all your luggage and run it through customs again on your way to Berlin. And so I'm doing that. I have TSA. No, that is not a fungal disease of my foot. That's the TSA pre-check thing where you don't have to take off your shoes and your belt, and you don't have to take your computer out of your luggage, et cetera, et cetera. So I know, my brain knows that TSA is an American thing. And if you're in Heathrow, there's no TSA. You got no pre-check. You got no status. It doesn't matter what you did back in America. We don't care. You got to follow our rules. That's fine. I understand that, but I understood it intellectually. But I'm in the line getting ready to go through security, and I haven't taken I didn't have a laptop, but I had a tablet. I had a Pixel tablet, and I hadn't taken it out. I hadn't taken my shoes off, my belt off, and so I'm whipping furiously to get all this stuff prepared the way they need it to be prepared. And the bin that everything went into was a medium light gray. The color of the cover of my Pixel tablet, it was maybe a Samsung tablet at that time, was a medium light gray. It was exactly the same color as the bin. It is now sitting in the bottom of the bin. Mm-hmm. I've gone through the x-ray. I've gone through the security, et cetera, et cetera. I'm picking my stuff out. The tablet has disguised itself as the bin sitting in the bottom. I did not pick it up.
Oops.
Climb on the airplane to Berlin, go to pull my tablet out so that I could watch a show or something, and it's not here. It's not there. Not in this bag. Not my carry-on. Okay, the tablet is gone. The tablet is left in security. So, and I'm heading to Berlin for a week. So,
without your tablet,
yeah. I mean, that's okay. It wasn't cheap. It was like $400. I'd rather not lose it. It is it's locked, and that only someone who really knows what they're doing could get into it. And even if they did, I didn't really care.
Yeah, they might find out what that vodka was doing in your attic.
They might, but I don't think that story was there. In any case, they at some point in Berlin, I'm doing a little bit of research and looking at Heathrow Airport's lost and found, and they said, well, you can enter things in this website.
Okay.
If you've lost something. And so I do, and lo and behold, and by the way, the word, the low in lo and behold is not L-O-W, it's L-O. It's an old.
Right.
Yeah. Lo and behold, they got it.
Oh, how cool.
And so I pushed some more buttons on the computer at the hotel, and or maybe my phone, and said, I claim it, it's mine. And they said what to do about that. So on our way back from Berlin, we're not going to do a couple more days in London. This is just changing planes. But fortunately, there's a couple hours between planes. And so I go to the lost and found department, deep in the bowels of Heathrow Airport. I find the lost and found department, and there's a guy behind a little cage, and I describe the tablet. I think it had my name on it someplace in print, and not having to turn it on. In any case, he locates it, and it won't fit through the opening in his wire cage. He's got to come around. I think he had to walk about half a block. Because it took him a while, but he comes down the hall and he hands me my tablet. I got my precious tablet back.
Did you give him a tip? Did you give him a tip?
I think I may have tried. He said he couldn't accept it.
Really?
Government employee.
That's what the guy who brought my groceries out from the store said, that they weren't allowed to accept a tip. And I said, well, here, what if this just ends up in your pocket and you have no idea where it came from? He goes, I guess I couldn't, argue with that, because it was cold and it was drizzling, and these guys are rolling these groceries out.
Stormy night.
And I'm sitting there just like this privileged putz
that you are,
because I can't walk into the damn grocery store and get my own groceries. and it made me feel bad, so I gave him a tip.
Gosh, sir, a quarter. Thank you.
I gave him $5. Jerk. I'm not cheap.
On a previous program, you were bragging about how your salary as you were CEO went well into the six figures. So, okay, you better have given him $5.
I did give him $5.
Yeah.
So,
and you had student loans to pay off. All right, so that's my Heathrow story, which interrupts my Salt Lake story.
I didn't say I didn't have any student loans to pay off. I didn't have any of mine. My son might have had a couple.
Okay, so you've done that.
So, while we're on the topic of airlines, before we get to skiing, because I want to hear
I have not finished my luggage story.
Oh, the luggage story.
Yeah, because I'm now at the Phoenix I'm now at the Phoenix airport, having gotten on the plane.
And you got your tablet back, so now you're in Phoenix.
Tablet is Berlin from years ago. This is just last week in Phoenix. Okay. So Cindy is saying there's no way they're going to get our luggage from the plane from Charlotte onto the plane to Salt Lake City.
The one that you got on at the last minute.
Yeah, no way we're going to get on there. And so I look out the window and I see this.
Your luggage.
Well, that's our luggage.
And yours is the flowered one, and Cindy's is the black one.
Yeah. And the one I didn't circle was also this this bag here. That was also ours.
Golf clubs?
No, there's the bag behind it is skis probably. This is our ski helmets. Our helmets.
Was did you have your tablet
stuff? The tablet is old and long out of date and barely functions at this point. So,
okay,
it's ancient. But there it is. Just as Cindy's saying, there's no way our luggage is going to get on here. I'm looking out the window, and there is our stuff Getting loaded.
Noise.
Getting loaded.
Noise. So my Berlin story, really quick, because it doesn't take long. So we were in Berlin. I was in Berlin on Christmas Eve in, what was it, 1974? Something like that. Yeah. And Christmas Eve, and the only place open was the Wiener Wald. We had to eat some spätzle. So we went, me and my friend went to...
the Wiener Wald.
No, it would be I and my friend. My friend and I went to the Wiener Wald.
It could be I and my friend. I is correct.
Yeah.
Most people would say me and my friend.
Yeah, and that's what I said too.
Yeah.
I did used to live in a trailer.
You're listening to Proper English Grammar, brought to you by the Jay and Gary podcast.
Yeah. So we went to the Wiener Wald because it was the only thing open, and all of the good Germans were in church for Christmas Eve, and all of the heathens were in the Wiener Wald getting really drunk and eating spätzle and sausages. So we were too. And we were drinking these beers that were like, they had to be like 48 ounces. And the Wiener Wald had these long picnic table type things, you all sat together. It's like Oktoberfest at Starved Rock State Park. But anyway, we were there and drinking.
Were they playing any music?
This and that. Oh, yeah.
And what were they playing?
They had the accordion band, and I don't know, they had German band.
Can I interrupt your story?
People wearing lederhosen.
A quick story from Cindy. When she was in Munich during Oktoberfest. And
too.
And her company had planned an outing. So they went to an Oktoberfest venue where they had the same, half-gallon things of beer. Cindy's not a beer fan. She was looking forward to the Oompa bands and the Lederhosen and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what she heard? What? Sweet Caroline.
I was just going to say Neil Diamond. I swear to God, I was going to say Neil Diamond.
They love that stuff over there. She wanted to hear.
Oh, I know. So, what was that song Mom used to sing? Something. Der Schnitzelbank, ja, das ist a Schnitzelbank.
Ist das nicht da?
I don't know. Something like that, yeah. See, you remember childhood. So,
bits and pieces.
Remember Frank's Kraut Juice?
No.
Oh, our fridge was always stuffed with Frank's Kraut Juice. They didn't buy soda pop. Notice how I said soda and pop, because people argue.
That's what we say. It's soda pop.
Yeah. But to some it's soda, to some it's pop. Anyway, our parents didn't buy that.
It's two drinks in one. Soda pop.
So if you wanted something, you could go uptown to Charles Variety and buy yourself something. Or you could drink Frank's Kraut Juice.
This may be why, to this day, I think that sauerkraut is poison.
I love sauerkraut.
Hate sauerkraut.
I like Frank's Kraut Juice too.
We are not brothers.
So anyway, we were sitting there at the table, and there were these Germans across from us, and we were talking, and we were the typical tourists with our puffer jackets, and we were 70s Americans, and so we're sitting there drinking our 48-ounce beers and stuff, and these guys were sitting across from us, and they would say something in German and then start laughing. And they would look at us and say something in German and start laughing and stuff. We had no idea what they were saying, but they were pretty amused with us. Anyway, so that's my story. That's a Berlin story.
That didn't end with the biggest bang of any story you might tell.
No, but Grandpa was a Nazi, and we do have German
run
roots.
Over by a Nazi.
We have German roots. We got to do the Grandpa's a Nazi.
Taking over France on Christmas Eve.
What was the other one that we were talking about doing?
So many.
So anyway, the doors on the Boeing CEO had to step down. Do you know the Boeing CEO that we knew?
No, but it doesn't surprise me because we lived in Winnetka.
I learned, we used to learn sailing with that family. We used to go to their house.
That was probably back when they had integrity, back when they were known for quality.
Well, we used to go to their house. We used to go to the beach with them. Used to sail flying juniors with them. So McNerney, Jim McNerney.
I thought he was
Walter James McNerney.
I thought he was Blue Cross.
His son.
Oh, his son was Boeing?
He was the CEO of Boeing. You can look him up. I'm not going to say anything.
The Great Salt Lake. For those of you in the audio audience, we're looking at a picture of the Great Salt Lake. And some of the mountains nearby. And Cindy took a lot of pictures of these mountains. And I think that was a butt dial picture.
That was a picture of your butt?
But no, this is.
I was going to say it's a weird looking butt.
Actually, if you were to go to a modern art museum and see this hanging on the wall, there'd be
kind of like a moon there.
There would be a price tag of like $4,500 on this.
Well, you need to do it. You need to print it out and take it somewhere.
Yep. More pictures of the mountain range, the Wasatch Mountains.
Very cool. Yeah.
The car that we rented, a Nissan. Never get one of these cars.
That's a Mazda.
Okay. Yeah, right. It was a Mazda. Never mind. Never again one of these cars. It was horrible. We found this great place for brunch.
The brunch. Oh,
that's the Monte Cristo.
Monte Cristo.
The Monte Cristo that Cindy had, and in the background is me with my. I forget what I had. I don't know what those are for. In this picture, I am the biggest goof in the entire world.
That's a great picture.
And since it's so great, I'll zoom in on just how big a goof I am.
That's a great picture.
Yeah. Okay. So we were walking through town. We walked to town. We came in a day early because in a couple of previous. Oh, this is a good story. A couple of previous trips, or our previous ski trip in January, Cindy got altitude sickness. We were skiing along, having a great time, and then wham, she had said, "I got to go to the bottom." And so we came out a day early and that rarely happened, but it happened before. Of the many years that we've been skiing, it's happened once or twice. So okay, we'll come out a day early. We'll get some used to the elevation. And so we went up to Park City because we were staying in Provo at about 5,000 feet, and went up to the ski area to pick up our skis the day before and walk around through town, have dinner in town. We never get to see town because we go up Park City. We go up during Sundance, the Sundance Film Festival. The town is mobbed. The ski area is empty, which is why we go, but we don't stay in town. So this time we're there in ordinary times. And so we walked downtown, walked around, getting Cindy acclimated to the elevation. And that's that picture. We're on our way back.
You got to do. The air gets thin up there.
Yeah. This, and she did fine. This picture.
What is that?
39
degrees north.
These are the three dispensers for shampoo, conditioner, and body wash soap.
Yeah.
In the Marriott Hotel that we're staying in.
Right.
And which one is which?
It doesn't say.
It does. It's printed. Can you see it? And this is actually better than you could see it. Well, you're looking at a pretty small screen probably. Yeah. It's printed. It is more visible here, which is why I took the picture, than it was. Now, admittedly, my eyes are 74 years old. I have pretty rotten vision these days.
My eyes adored you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So I needed to do this to be able to see what things were. I will zoom in.
Oh, there we go. And so it's just this very faint
print on the bottom. And it's not just this particular hotel. In the same thing in previous hotels that we've been staying at. So over here, is
that
shampoo.
the body wash? Oh, that's
shampoo. Yeah, you can barely see sham. Mostly you can see the poo part of it. And then
That's poo. It's just poo.
Lighting is a little better here. You can see conditioner. And then over here you can see the easiest to read, the body wash. But
Body wash.
yeah.
You didn't use that poison crap, did you?
Yeah, did. Used it up.
I'm sorry.
Used it up.
I'm sorry.
Driving.
Do you know what that stuff does to you? Do you know what the ingredients in that stuff does?
It's probably some kind of petroleum thing that.
Oh, it's got all kinds of stuff that's bad for you, and it goes in through your skin.
Geez,
and
and a cult.
absorb it. And no. You should use Dr. Bronner. That's all you should use.
Jason, a cult.
Dr. Bronner. Use it for everything, man.
We were heading to the mountains out of Provo, and
Or pure Castile.
almost every day there were these low clouds, and the cool thing here is the low deck of clouds, and then you see the mountain peak above them. That made for a cool picture.
That is really cool.
And Provo is an interesting town because it's right on the edge of this mountain range that is just. Hang on a second. Sorry, I was clearing the pipes. I turned the mic off. Turned the mic back on before I cleared the pipes.
You need some vapor rub.
Yep. Right on the edge of town. It's this, instant mountains that, that's the end of town. Driving through this canyon.
Wow.
This is frozen fog.
How cool is that? Wow.
Just frozen fog on the tree.
Nice. Noise. Love it.
I don't know why she took that picture. Okay, up at the ski area, the weather was like really variable. We had a couple of really nice days and a couple of really crappy days, and one day. And we skied our asses off and wore ourselves out so bad that by the end of the day, Wednesday, which was one of the nice days, Thursday was
of course.
Yeah, Thursday was going to be a kind of a bad weather day. So we took the day off, and then Friday was awesome. Friday was beautiful again. Now, one of my things about skiing is, of course, you're going to ski on snow, and you want the best snow to ski on. But it's not any fun to ski in the snow while it's snowing. And we had, especially Tuesday, we were skiing in the snow a lot. It wasn't as bad as it can be, but it was not a great day for skiing. So we had a lot of variability. Mm-hmm. The Martians have landed. That's what you encounter if you see me out skiing.
Nice.
Ski helmet, goggles, walkie-talkie radio.
Got to have the walkie-talkie with you.
Yep.
Can't be 6 feet from a walkie-talkie at any time. Look at that, man.
Yep.
You look great. I wish we'd ever skied together. We never skied together.
Would have been fun. Oh, Cindy is getting recipes from places that we have had food that was really good, so she could make it herself. This is the never-ending, eternal green light. We worship.
I love it.
We worship at the altar of the eternal green light.
We need some of those around here.
Yep, as you can see, for those of you in the video audience, and I'll describe it for those in the audio audience, we're at an overpass. We're going under an overpass. We are headed into Provo Canyon, and in the lane that we were in, there's a traffic light. Only the green. It's not a 3-light traffic light.
It doesn't even have the yellow and red.
Yeah, the yellow and red are not there. It's one little box with a green light. It can't turn yellow. It can't turn red. It has to stay green. And that is because in the lanes you're on, there's no reason to stop. But the lane to the left, you have to stop, and there's a traffic light for oncoming traffic, so you got to get a green light where you can make your left turn. It's a bit of a complex intersection. You say, well, what about if there's a road coming in from your left, and you've only got that one lane? Where do the people turn into your street from coming in from the left? Why don't you have to stop for them? It's because they're coming across this ramp that we're about to go under.
Oh, they're up there.
They're coming into the overpass, and they will merge in with us at about a quarter mile down the road.
Well, that's cool. That's clever.
So it is, and we've seen this now for years, the eternal green light. It's like the eternal flame.
What if it ever goes out?
It would be a world-ending disaster.
Big traffic jams. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, this is skiing in the snow.
Yeah.
It's snowing
Fun.
hard. And visibility is poor. We never had a total...
with powdery?
Yes, there was too much powder. I don't really like skiing in powder.
Yeah.
I don't ski very well in powder. Yes, there's the powder so deep. Those are Cindy's ski poles, and underneath that powder is her skis.
I thought those were your AK-47s.
I don't know why you think that, because they don't look anything like AK-47s.
Well, they do when you're... I get new glasses tomorrow, so I'll be better.
Oh, I got a glasses story, too. We didn't get a total whiteout where you absolutely can't see the snow in front of you. That does happen, and it's miserable, but we get close because we're in snow and in fog. So it's all, pretty nasty. That is Cindy. She is actually moving. She's skiing. One of the few pictures that I took.
Good form.
Yeah, again, on powder that we're not very good at. More recipes.
Nice.
And this is
how beautiful.
Not from the airplane. This is looking down from the top of one of the ski runs down to the town of Park City.
Purple Mountains majesty
above
the fruited plain.
America. That should be the national anthem, by the way. That should be.
Oh, man, I'd have to take out a couple of words.
Oh, yeah, the God shed its grace.
Yeah. Ooh, another Monte Cristo, or is that?
Nope, that's a Cuban.
Oh, a Cuban, yeah. Okay,
we're back at the brunch. We're back at the brunch place.
By the way, they had really good Monte Cristos at Great Grigsby's Flying Food Circus in Chicago back in the day. In case you were wondering.
This is from my side. This is the omelet that I was getting.
Look at the little orange juice thing. That's cool.
Yeah, that was cool. They tried to sell me a mixed orange and carrot juice.
Ooh,
you would probably like that. I said no carrot juice, please. There's my omelet.
In fact, I have some flax seeds caught on my teeth from the smoothie this morning. So that did have carrots in it, by the way. It had carrots and mandarin oranges.
I like carrots. I just don't like carrot juice. Carrots not supposed to be juice.
What a coinky dink!
We ate at Olive Garden.
Stuff in it too.
We ate at Olive Garden twice.
Chicken.
We refused to bow down to the meme that Olive Garden is a bad place to go.
I like Olive Garden. I like the salads and breadsticks.
And what I did both times, and what Cindy did the second time, was just get the salad and unlimited soup. Mm-hmm. Unlimited soup and salad and breadsticks. And this soup was really good, and so she got the recipe for that. So
good for her. Look at that.
Provo Canyon again.
I'm leaving. We're going out there. Except I got to pick up my glasses tomorrow. Damn it. And I just got a new car so we could drive it out there.
And this is frozen frost. Well, frozen frost. I guess that's kind of a redundant, but this is frost or fog that has frozen itself as frost on the mountains. So it's not snow. Very thin layer. Very beautiful. And again, those low hanging clouds everywhere. And I haven't seen these. Cindy took some pictures. She were up the gondola. There's a gondola that goes between two adjacent ski resorts that Vail Associates bought, both of them. So now your pass gets you to both. And the gondola goes between them. And so she just took some pictures from up there, which is some of the best views.
Gondola is also a really good sandwich.
Sure.
At, what's the name of that place? Spaghetti, not factory, but...
Cheesecake Factory?
No, Spaghetti House or something. It's called... It's up in Moline. And they have one in Davenport, too. But they had a gondola and
Moline,
sweet French bread.
Moline.
Didn't Beyonce sing that?
I think that was.
Well, I think you're wrong. I think Beyonce.
She might have covered it.
It's on her new album.
I don't think that's me, but it might be me because it's the right colors. If it's me, it looks pretty awesome skiing down that little.
That is
picture
good.
at the bottom, but probably not me.
That is good. Beautiful Park City or wherever you were.
Park City, yeah.
You were in Park City?
Yes.
That was a good guess. Where's Snowbird?
Other side of the mountain.
I've skied there. That's where I learned to ski moguls at Snowbird.
I hate moguls.
I got pretty good at them. I could like fly in the air a little bit too when I missed turning.
I had one crash where somebody crashed into me, a young girl.
She was hitting on you.
Came out of no place.
Hitting on you.
My vision is bad out of my left eye. Story for another day. I can't see very well from the left side, and it just I didn't see her at all. And I tend to ski in a fairly straight line. So and there are people that ski by doing a circuit from one side of the hill to the other.
Yeah, that's fun.
And there are people that will just suddenly, for no reason at all, turn and almost perpendicular to the course that they were going. And if they're a little bit ahead of you, theoretically they've got the right of way. Skiers downhill have the right of way. But if you're coming towards somebody and you're approaching them at about 50% more than their speed, and suddenly that they make a 90-degree turn into your course, they're not looking back to see where you are, and you're going to crash.
They should look back.
They should, and I try, but I didn't see any of her until like she was on me, and we both went sprawling. Had a what they call a yard sale of the skis, the poles, the gloves.
Did the skis like just keep going down the hill?
No, they have brakes on them.
Oh, yeah.
That appears to be the end. That looks like the end of the picture.
That's very nice. Hey, do you remember? That was really good. I do wish we'd snow skied together, but we used to water ski. I got some pictures of that somewhere.
Yeah, we water skied a lot.
We used to do, what was it? We used to do that thing where the Bartlett water ski show tricks. Remember that? Where I would get up on you and Andy's shoulders and we'd make the little pyramid when we'd be skiing.
I have no recollection of being able to do that.
Oh God, we used to do that. Oh God, we were really good skiers. And we had this thing where we would find the strangest objects we could ski on. And I remember the strangest one, we were on a 4x8 sheet of plywood, running around the edge of it, making it spin while we were skiing. But yeah, we used to do the thing where you and Andy would be on the bottom, and then I would get up on your shoulders and stand on your shoulders, and we would ski. Our own little water ski show for Lake Durfee. Remember Lake Durfee?
Where was Lake Durfee?
Wisconsin.
I'm distracted a little bit queuing up the next thing here, but where is that?
It was near Hayward, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I certainly remember vacations
across the lake across the street from Lake Coudray on the Chippewa flowage. So yeah, okay. We used to water ski in that lake a lot because our neighbors owned the cabins up there. We would rent either half a cabin from them or the whole thing if they weren't because they bought another cabin and then they rented out the whole thing. So with a big side. Anyway, we would go up there. Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the title of the show?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
The Jay and Gary Show?
The title for this episode.
Oh, is that I thought that was a future one. That's this one?
No, that's the title. That's the title for this episode. So I'm going to transition to the topic of the episode, which is here.
Do your balls hang
wait, what? I want you to play from the beginning. I want you to play from the beginning.
Do your balls hang low? Do they wobble to and fro?
Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your balls hang low? Oh, oh.
ting-a-ling, hot damn. Find a woman if you can. If you can't find a woman, find a clean old man.
Okay, you remember that song?
You're sick. Yes, I remember that song. And it's not so long ago that somebody very close to me was singing that.
Really? That's quite a coincidence. How did that happen?
It just comes up with stuff once in a while.
All right. So
I'm not going to out her. I'm not going to say who it was. It was a woman.
I have a story to tell. And it relates back to the ski trip eventually.
Okay. So we're going to go all the way around. So we're going to start here, and then we're going to go around here, and then get back to this. Whoops.
We return with me now to these thrilling days of yesteryear. This would have been approximately 1984, 1983, 1984. And I was maybe 1985, probably more like 1985, because I was in a editing suite at Optimus Video Productions in Chicago, where I was a video editor. And
yes, you were.
Probably,
you were a good one, too.
Probably 85 or so, because I was in the new Ampex Ace suite.
Is that where you did the Bud Light commercials?
Well, we did them on all. And the production company had 4 or 5 editing rooms. Mm-hmm. The newest one was all equipment by Ampex. Ampex had been in the video equipment business for a long time, but they decided to expand into making an editing system and building a switcher and new, really high-end new videotape machines. And they made... And they were just getting started with this, and they made the owner of the company a really sweet deal to install all Ampex equipment in the new editing room. The old editing rooms had an editing system from a company called CMX. I don't think they're around anymore. The switchers were Grass Valley, which everybody in television knows Grass Valley switchers. The videotape machines were Sony. And so Ampex One is now going to go into a market, a fairly niche market, but Ampex has always been a niche market. By the way, do you say niche or niche? And how do you spell it?
Niche.
But do you say niche or niche?
Yes, I say niche because it's cooler.
Niche. Do you say the word OFTEN?
Often.
There we go.
It's like coffin.
Yep. The T is silent, even though these days I'm hearing most people I'm hearing say it, and including my wife Cindy, it's often.
Those are people who also take tours, not tours.
Okay. So Ampex wanted to get into this niche, I say niche market.
Niche market.
And they made a really sweet deal to the owner of the production company, Optimus, in Chicago, on Grand Avenue, just underneath practically Michigan Avenue.
They had beer in the Coke
north
machine.
of the river.
They had beer in the Coke machine.
No, that was Editel.
Oh, was that Editel?
Yeah. Optimus is the last video production company I worked for in Chicago.
What years did you work for Editel?
73 through 79.
Okay.
And now we're up in 85.
Okay.
And so I'm editing in this suite approximately $1.5 million worth of equipment. I can do more here in the if I don't bump the microphone away from me. I can do more here in the
now you're making me sick.
Yeah. There's the shot. I can do more here in the studio in the bonus room above the garage on the north side of Fort Mill on the buckle of the Bible Belt. I can do more. Can you see yourself in there in the corner in that little monitor? I can do more here than that $1.5 million editing suite back in 1985. Ad agencies, when they're looking to get business from a company, and every once in a while a company will say, "We ain't doing so hot. We need and the problem the problem is not that our product sucks. It's not
we need more commercials.
That we're priced way too high. It's not that competition has come in with something better and cheaper. It's our commercials aren't good enough.
Right.
And if our commercials aren't good enough, it's because our ad agency isn't good enough. And so we're going to go shop for a new ad agency. We need an infusion of creativity. And so they will put out the word that our ad agency business is up for grabs. Y'all make a pitch. Usually they'll go to a few agencies and say, make a pitch, because it's expensive for an agency to make a pitch. So video production company.
Or is that a piche?
It's, yeah. Video production companies love this because the ad agencies will come in, and we don't give them a deal just because they're making a pitch and they're not making any money off of this. They spend hours and hours and hours editing a whole bunch of potential commercials done on the cheap-ish, on the easy side. I mean, they typically don't go out and shoot scenes and things. Mm-hmm. Often it will be done with drawings. Sometimes
didn't you do like the Ford F-150 commercials too? The truck going over the thing. I thought you did those.
Maybe very early. I don't know. In any case, they will spend hours and hours editing, and not just one commercial, because they will want to show a variety of creativity to the company that they are pitching, and they are up against 2, 3, 4 other advertising agencies. Somebody did a shortly lived TV show about agencies battling each other for business. It was so inside baseball that I don't think that anybody was interested, except for those of us that were in that league.
What was that show that was on? Ad Men. Ad Men? Did you ever watch that?
Mad Men.
Was that Mad Men?
Mad Men.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. And of course, I liked the parts of it that were the ad industry parts and not the soap opera parts. But it was more soap opera than ad industry. And it was the industry just before I got into it, the late 60s. And I started seeing things in the early 70s. So the agencies will spend a lot of money at the editing facilities putting these things together, and it's all rush, and it's all last minute, and so they are just using the hell out of us. And so I was in one of these sessions, and it was going to go all weekend, and it was going to be 18-hour days. Pretty brutal for the editor, because it's nonstop. And everybody gets a little bit punchy. I believe that the product that we were pitching for was fruit roll-ups. I think that was the business that they were going after. I don't remember which agency it was. We worked with the big ones. Leo Burnett and Foot Cone Belding. Name a Chicago ad agency back in the 80s, and we did business with them.
Wow.
And
big shot.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not proud of my life or my career. I can't go back to the high school reunion because I haven't been successful enough in my career.
Yes, you have.
And what do I do now? I do a podcast with my brother that there is currently live on YouTube that no one is watching.
Will you just calm down?
We'll get there.
So
it's late, and we are all punchy and having a good time. And I think I can't guarantee this from out of my memory, and all this is coming from my weak memory. I think that that all of the ad agency people were women. There were probably 5 or 6, probably all women, and me, and we're all punchy. And some of them may have been drinking, and I don't think I was because I was working. And one of the young women, and at this point I'm like 35 years old, and I'm single, divorced, and one of the young women who I think was probably flirting with me, and I didn't quite understand it, asked Remember, Jay has had girlfriends since he was 4.
And I didn't quite understand it. Maybe that's why you weren't married anymore, goof. Which is, fine because you ended up with Cindy.
Yeah. Things have worked out, but it took a long time to get to the point where they worked out. Took a long time. Okay, so one of the women asked me, and this came out of, as far as I remember, this came out of absolutely no place. Because it wasn't part of what we were doing. Maybe the conversation was circling around something I just don't remember. But she asked me, when a man goes to the bathroom, does his penis hang into the water in the toilet? And my answer was, this broke up the room. We had to stop working for a while. My answer was, I wish. Do you think she was flirting with me?
Yes. So, on another front...
Wait, that's the beginning of the story. That is not
that's
the end
beginning
of the story. That is just the beginning of the story. This story, it is 1:45 here on the East Coast. This story is going to take us till 3:30. So, I tell you that story so I can tell you this story.
Yeah.
And it relates to
Do your balls hang low?
It relates to that. So we are now in our new house here in Fort Mill, the north side of Fort Mill, South Carolina.
Yes.
The shadow of Charlotte, the buckle of the Bible Belt, and the foot of Mount Belzoni. And this is a new house, new construction, was built 3 years ago. Jay's paying no attention. He's tapping on his phone. I can hear it.
I know.
I can hear.
I can multitask. So you're in a house that's 3 years old at the foot of Mount Calzone.
Mount Calzone. And the toilets they put in here
are very tall.
No, they are a little bit short. Now you probably heard of the man toilet. They make a extra large toilet for well-endowed men.
We got a pretty big toilet. And an elongated bowl.
And you may have heard Trump whining about the low flow toilets, and I've got to flush 10, 15 times.
Well, when you're a big asshole, you have to flush a lot. When you're full of shit, I should say, you got to flush a lot. Yeah.
Whatever. These are modern toilets. They're low flow. They're using a lot less water. Everything is fine. The poop goes down. It's fine, except that now, if I'm sitting on it normally,
I know what you're going to say.
If I'm sitting on it normally, my testicles are getting wet.
So yours hang low.
Apparently. Now, we did not survey each other before we're doing this segment of the program. I don't know if you run into this problem, but you're in an old house. The house has been around a while. So I don't know if this is a new deal or not. So
but the toilet in the basement in Rock Island, they did. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And then your hand got wet, and the toilet paper got wet when you reached around it.
It's not really that disgusting a problem when the water in the bowl is fresh.
Yeah, but you're talking about men's testicles.
Yeah, after you have...
This is a family show.
After you have... Hang on just a second.
Your balls hang low, do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot?
Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over
your... clamor when you hit them with the hammer? Do your balls hang low?
Okay, so...
Have you ever eaten pig's nuts, by the way?
No, not... But I have a story.
You got a story about pig's nuts now? We're never going to get done if you keep coming up with stories. And we haven't talked about Biden being hogtied. We haven't talked about Robert Redford and Margot Kidder. Nope. We haven't talked about Jim Blanding.
Well, I got 10 more minutes before we get to the 2-hour point. I'm getting close to wrapping up this story.
So we haven't talked about my car.
Now we are out in Provo, And we're staying at a Marriott. This is an old Marriott, been around for a long time, a Courtyard.
I'm a proud Bonvoy member.
No, it's a Residence Inn.
By Marriott.
I'm a Bonvoy member as well. It's a Residence Inn. The difference between Residence Inn and Courtyard is that Residence Inns give you free breakfast and Courtyards don't. Okay,
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So, but Cindy won't eat it because the eggs are powdered, although this time the eggs were fresh and they were pretty good. Scrambled eggs were pretty good. But she will stop at McDonald's on the way and get an Egg McMuffin. We discussed this idea
Egg-a-muffin.
At least idea of using the app and convincing Cindy she needed to use the app. We talked about this in a previous show.
The McDonald's app, yeah.
So this is an old Residence Inn, but it has been I'll give you the scare quotes on refurbished. New coats of paint, some new furniture and stuff. Although usually if they're doing a refurb, you get electrical outlets everywhere.
Yeah.
And plugins for your devices, your USB connections and stuff. They didn't do that.
Well, now they have these little hubs that they plug in that have electrical receptacles and then USB ports.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't have USB-C yet. So we'll know things have gotten modern when they give you your option of a USB-A or a USB-C.
USB-C.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
Show us your C. Show us your C port. A C port. A C port. I just came up with a little mean
Dad
phrase
joke.
that I don't think anybody has ever used before. A C port.
That was a dad joke.
There's little sailboats floating around my seaport. So we're at this new hotel. They have this old hotel, but they have refurbished it, and they have put in new toilets. These toilets were so small.
How small were they?
Well, for one thing, I did a little research, and I've discovered that there is something now. Normally, the seat in the bowl of a toilet is oblong, but there is now a thing where if you're looking to save a little space and save a little money,
Yeah.
it is round.
Yeah, that's what I had in the basement in Rock Island.
And this was round.
Yeah.
And I am sure, and this is not a sexist. If I say this is not a sexist remark, you know what that's telegraphing? That it's a sexist remark.
Sexist remark.
The toilet was designed by a woman.
No, it's just that I fit on one of those.
I mean,
I just don't have a really big ass.
Well, I mean, I can fit, and everything is fine. Everything comes out in the end okay, except now I'm not just dipping the short hairs off of the edges of the masculine. I'm trying to do euphemisms for what you don't want me to say.
Well, I'll tell you the answer to the problem. Just shave.
That's not the problem. It's not just the hair. Everything is. I'm now dipped in fully. I have to hold things up as I sit in on that toilet to not get a testicle shower.
You could get one of those, like the chin strap I have to wear with my CPAP to keep my mouth closed because I'm a mouth breather.
Yep. So that is.
Ting-a-ling, all you women, if you want some sexy sinning, use your cotton sheets, not your satin linen, 'cause you'll get a lumpy head from slipping off the bed to your balls hang low.
There's a lot more. There's a lot more to that song than I remember.
Filthy. This show is just taking a filthy turn.
And if you think that's something, then as I was searching for that song, there's like way more.
Do your balls hang low? Can you swing them to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot?
Can you tie 'em in a bow? Hit it.
Do your balls hang low? Can you swing them to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow?
There's more. There's more. I'm sorry, there's more.
Does your bike hang low? Double dribble like a pro? Can it go to second base? Can it slap you in the
the face? Can it take you for a run? Can it give birth to a son? Does your butt hang low? Do your boobs hang low? Do they turn bright green and glow? Can they wash a dirty dish? Eat up Larry Curly Moe? Can they play that rock and roll? Do they rock that?
I know we're supposed to be doing commentary so that we don't get takedowns.
I gotta tell you, man. I gotta tell you. How do you find that stuff? Porn.
Well, I mean, I knew I wanted for this show. For the show, I knew I wanted the "Do Your Balls Hang Low" song. As I was searching for that, then I got everything else.
So,
and now, I am turning the rest of the show, all 5 or 10 minutes left of it.
Do you know I met Robert Redford one time?
I did not know that.
Speaking of Sundance,
you don't have that in the list.
He's shorter than you think. And I met, and he was
how short is he?
I don't know. He's like this tall. And then he was there with Margot Kidder, who is one of my favorite. I had such a crush on Margot Kidder, and I got to meet her. It was insane. It was back in the 80s. So, Biden hogtied. What's up with that thing?
You don't have that on the list.
No, I just put it on there because it's important. Because, well, sometimes stuff comes up.
Do I need to refresh? No, I refreshed.
No, I didn't put it on there. I wrote it down here because sometimes stuff comes up
into your mind in the middle of the show.
You have to be able to. Well, you have to be able to pivot. And
didn't that lady we were listening to on the last episode of at the W Gerd, and didn't she tell you about show prep? Got to get it all show prep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is breaking news.
Oh, wait a minute.
A few days old.
If that's the case, then.
See? So, have you seen the picture that Trump put up? There was a video.
Oh, I heard
in the back of a pickup truck,
that.
And it was Biden hogtied and laying in a truck, and it was on somebody's tailgate of their truck. That is a new low in campaigning, I think. Everybody's going nuts over it. It's just, come on, man. Just when you think there might be a shred of decency left, it's gone.
Looking at the AP, are they going to show me the picture?
I might show you the video. I don't know. The picture would be of a pickup truck's tailgate that had this picture postered on it. It's just, and anybody that can sit there and, I had posted on Facebook, I said, I really question if I can be friends with anybody who doesn't denounce this guy. And not just Facebook friends, but friends in real life, because our values are so far apart. If you don't just totally denounce this buffoon, this charlatan. And I don't care about policies. There's something called character. There it is. And if you can't bring yourself to vote for Joe Biden, just don't vote. Don't vote for Donald Trump. Because to do so, whatever, I don't know, maybe you can suck it up and take your moral compass and
it's not even a very good picture.
No,
was he trying to make a point?
Well, he didn't do the picture.
He was
somebody else
retweeting
posted it.
I guess he was
reaxing it, or he put it on Truth Forum, whatever that thing is he has, Truth Social. Anyway, yeah, can you believe that? That's as bad as those guys.
Yes,
that pickup truck, if you look down, that pickup truck probably has balls hanging off the trailer hitch.
Yeah, the picture doesn't go that.
God,
picture doesn't show that.
Some people are just
disgusting. But no, I absolutely believe that would Trump would do something like that, because that's the kind of person he is.
Hey, I didn't make up the picture. Whatever. Remember kids like that in school?
I remember adults like that in real life.
Yeah, I do too. So I went and bought a car. And for the first time in my life, no, it's not the first time in my life. I've owned over 30 cars. But I went and bought a car. We bought I should say we did. My wife and I bought it. It's in both our names. We bought a 2012 Honda Odyssey. And this thing is awesome.
Just hang on a second. 2012. Mm-hmm. We are at 2024.
So it's 12 years old.
Okay.
And that's 8 years newer than the car that I traded in. So anyway, it's a 2012, and it's I love it. So it just has 102,000 miles on it. So we traded up
brand new
30. Well, considering that my now former car had 255,000 on it. So anyway, we go to the dealership, and I take my checkbook because I'm just going to write a check for it. Well, I thought it would be easier to just use my debit card, right? Or I could have used a credit card, but a debit card. And because the banks have these silly rules where, I guess they're security rules, excuse me, where you can't take out more than $2,000 a day on your debit card unless you call them and get approval. And
I believe that is like sanitized for your protection.
Right. So your niece, my daughter, worked at two different banks, and she will tell you that at no time when she was a teller at a bank, well, first of all, she could give approval. Second of all, they just look in your account and see that you've got the money. Second of all, you could get it within like 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes max, right? So I'm at the dealership, and I said, well, I'll just write a check for it. And they go, well,
we don't take checks.
Well, they take checks, but they would have to do an ID check. Okay, we'll do an ID check. Well, how long will that take? Well, that's going to take some time. Okay, well, don't worry about that. I will just use my debit card. Well, yada, yada, yada. So, well, let me call the bank and get this thing upped. So I called the bank.
Up to my credit, up yours.
Yeah, after 10 minutes, customer service answers. And I'm sitting there, buying this car. What?
You heard that ding?
Yeah.
There's this thing on my screen. I have no idea where there's this thing on my screen. But it's saying, how likely are you to recommend this PC to others if asked? Where the hell did that come from?
I don't know. What kind of PC do you have?
It's an ancient Dell workstation.
Oh, okay. Well, are you likely to recommend it?
Feedback
seems to work. So anyway, I talked to the customer service guy, right? And he goes, well, how much do you need? And I told him how much, the car was, and then add a couple thousand to it because I may need to use my debit card to go grocery shopping or something later. So this is what I need. Wait, I just got a message here. And so
our devices are now distracting us. Actively distracting us.
March savings ends today at Costco. Okay, well, thank you very much.
That's because March ends today. Costco is a genius. Tomorrow,
thank you, Costco.
Why couldn't we be doing a show on April 1st? Well, that would be an awesome show.
Well, we could do another one.
You got to go get new glasses, and so do I.
I called customer service, and customer service says, well, I have to check with my manager. I said, okay, check with your manager. So we're sitting there, and I'm sitting there at the desk. We got everything written up. We're ready to go. I've test-driven it.
Is this a bank or a credit union or?
No, it's a bank.
It's a bank. Is it a national bank? Big. Everybody knows it.
It's a big bank here that has gone regional, and they got places in Florida now. So anyway, 20 plus years ago, I got my mortgage from them for this house that I'm in, the attic of. And they sold it after promising me that it would stay. I wanted it to stay local. That's why I went to them.
No, not anymore.
And so, no, they sold it, and then it ended up with Chase, and I have a rash about Chase. I get a rash. And so I finally extracted it from Chase and refinanced it. Yeah.
That's what this whole thing is, by the way.
So we're done with Chase. And so I'm going to exit my bank, and it's Busey Bank is who it is. Busey. B-U-S-E-Y.
Gary Busey?
Might as well be. And so I live in a house that was built for somebody named Busey. I have no idea if they were related. But anyway, so he checks with his manager, comes back, it's another 10 minutes. We're sitting here. The car salesman's sitting here, doing his best to, not twiddle his thumbs in front of me.
He should have been trying to sell you undercoating.
Yeah, he didn't. So I get this guy back on the line. He comes back on the line and goes, I said, so are we good? So it's been like a half hour now. And he goes, well, my manager's got to check with his manager. And I'm like, what the, can you just, I've gone through all the security questions. Can't you just look at my account and see that there's like multiple times the money I need to buy this car in the account sitting there? And, what? And how long is this going to take? Well, it won't be till this afternoon. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
You've got to understand, the money's not here in the bank. The money's tied up. It's in Mary's house, and it's in George's house. We don't keep all that cash here in the bank. Am I doing a halfway decent story?
Jimmy Stewart. So
you could recognize. Could you recognize from the accent, from the
yes,
impression, or could you recognize from the show? What show was I doing?
It's a Wonderful Life.
There you go.
Hot dog. So now you. Oh, so I said to the customer support guy, I said, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks. I will write a check. So they had to do an identity check for me to write a check.
Guess who they had to call? They already had him on the phone.
No, so they do this identity check or whatever, and he goes, okay, well, it came back and you can write the check. So I write the check, right? It's not the biggest check I've ever written, but it was a big one. And so I write the check. I mean, you can Google how much a 2012 Odyssey goes for with 102,000 miles and find out how much the check was for. And so
I'm going to guess it's about $17,000.
Little less than that.
Okay.
So
not bad.
Anyway, so I write the check, right? And give it to him, and he comes back and he goes, the ID check.
Your check bounced.
No, it was good. So they take the check.
Right? It's good.
And I get the keys and I get the car and we go. And we love the car. And so.
And now you can take trips.
Yeah. But, the experience with the dealership was. I haven't filled out my survey yet, and I'll do that later. It wasn't great. I appreciate it, and I really wanted to buy this car because it was I looked up the Carfax, and the Carfax had said it was in the dealer. It was somebody who bought it from that dealer, and they've done all of the suggested maintenance. I mean, the transmission fluid flush, the brake fluid flush, the cooling system flush, oil changes every 5,000 miles, and tire rotations, and brake jobs, and all of this stuff. They had been in there following the owner's manual religiously to get all this stuff done. And the dealership had just put new tires on it and done this and that. And so anyway, it was well maintained. So I feel really good about it. So we get it and we go. And I get home. And I want to deal with the bank. So I sent the bank back a thing. And I said, I'm not a happy camper. And their little messaging thing. And somebody named Carmen responds, oh, what? And I said, well, I'm not happy that I couldn't get my debit card thing upped in a timely fashion so that I could buy this car and not have to go through an ID check and all this stuff. And I said, it's my money. So meanwhile, I'm putting this on Facebook, and friends of mine who are accountants and bank people are all going, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And so I said, yeah, I think it's ridiculous too. So what I get back from customer service is the rules about the $2,000 credit limit and what you have to do to get it up for the day. And I said, I know that. I tried to do that.
Get it up for the day.
Yeah.
12 years old. Go on.
You are 12. So Woody. So anyway, then we go through this song and dance back and forth. And then I get a notice from not that bank, but another bank where I have a checking account that says your credit score has been changed. Uh-oh. And I was like, uh-oh. So I go in.
If they say changed, it's bad. If they say it, if you went up, they'll say you went up.
And it wasn't this bank; it was the other bank that said it. And so it said it had changed, and I signed in on the app, and it said the reason, and it said what it was, and it went from excellent to good, or very good, or whatever. It crossed the threshold. And I was like, what the hell? What did that? So I go in to where the reason is, and it goes, too many hard credit pulls in too short a period of time, which is basically 2 in 2 years, which is bullshit to begin with.
All a scam.
So I look in to see who did the hard credit pull, and it was the car dealer that said they were doing an ID check, not a credit check. So I'm pissed at them. I'm pissed at the bank because the bank not giving me the increase in the debit card caused the car dealer to do the ID check, which turned out to be a hard pull credit check. So now I'm really pissed. But I'm going to be nice. And I haven't gone into the bank yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Whoa. Hold on. I
will fill time while Jay takes a refreshing drink of his beverage.
Okay, I just have to reset here. So I communicate with Carmen again. And I said to Carmen, and I related the thing about the credit check and the credit thing like this and all that stuff. And I said, and that was due to them having to do an ID check because you couldn't in a timely fashion. And a lawyer friend.
Carmen is at the bank or at the car dealer?
Carmen's at the bank. I haven't dealt with the car dealer yet. And the nacho chips under the seat and the folding seat in the back that I had to fix yesterday because they promised to fix it, but they didn't.
But you got new tires.
Waiting in this whole debacle. But I got new tires. What else? Oh, so I get back to Carmen, San Diego, and I say, so all of this happened and my credit rating went down, so I would like you guys, since you caused this in part, you got the ball rolling on this, I would like you to repair my credit, restore my credit to where it was, and yeah, I just said that. And, oh, well, unfortunately, we can't do that and this and that. You know, the same stuff. But, you know, if there's anything else we can do. And I said, yes, I want you to make me whole. And by the way, I talked to a lawyer, and he said, you can do something about the credit. But if you don't want to do that, I do have something that would make me whole. And I would be very happy, and I would
Did you really talk to a lawyer?
Yeah.
Or were you just shying them a little bit?
No. It was a lawyer friend who responded to my Facebook post when I said they said they couldn't do anything, and I know him. We used to bowl together. We're on a bowling team.
There was a time when every third Facebook post among you and your friends was, "As your lawyer, I advise you."
As your attorney, I advise you. Yes, that was Joey Helini saying that, or me saying that to him. Oh. That's a Hunter S. Thompson reference. So. We are each other's attorneys. So, anyway, she said...
The same way you're an ordained minister.
I am an ordained minister.
But not an attorney. You're not even an internet attorney.
No, but I play one on the internet. I play one on Facebook. So, I said back, and we're all just, you know, these are all text things. And I said back, okay, so I will stay a customer. If you will agree to, and this won't cost Busey much, give me a $50,000 interest-free 5-year loan. What?
I see them biting on this.
And they were like, well, I'm afraid we can't do that, you know, this and that. And I said, okay, well, give me a couple of days to think about it, and then I'll come in and talk to you about maybe something else that'll make me whole. Or what I'm going to do is to, all the auto pays that you have that debit your checking account. I got to go through all of those damn things now. And I got to get prepared to move them, and I'm just going to leave the bank. I said, I've been here for 20 years. You guys sold my mortgage, which you promised you wouldn't do. And now you did this thing to me. Why should I stay? You won't give me an interest-free loan. Whatever. You won't make my credit whole. You guys just are dead to me. So I'm going to spend part of this afternoon, when I'm not doing my income taxes, I'm going to, and I'm not buying this. Look at this thing. Look at this. I got to go out and buy this thing.
What are we looking at?
You're going to see it. Look at that. That's going in the backyard for the grandkids.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Isn't that
For
cool?
the audio,
So I got to go get
for the
that
audio
today.
audience, Jay is holding up a swing set,
slide, little fort.
not like the ones
thing.
that we had back when we were kids. Not
We ought to talk about that
not
stuff.
made of not made of steel. This is made of soft plastic.
Yeah, we had that steel swing set in the backyard. So anyway, I'm going to dump that bank, and I'm going to go to the credit union. Yeah, but I'm not going to dump the bank till I go in there in person and let them know I'm dumping them, because I don't want to just ghost them. So I got to do that, and I got to go buy that. I got to do my taxes.
Going to walk in and
Something
say,
else, and I gotta-
"Attention, everyone in the bank!" And at which point, everyone hits the floor and they push the panic buttons.
Well, there's never.
No,
anybody
I'm just
in the
telling you,
bank.
I'm pulling my money from the bank.
There's nobody.
You're robbing the bank? No, I'm just my account, and you're in handcuffs.
There's nobody ever in the bank. There's nobody in the bank anymore.
That's
You
true.
go in there and it's like, half the lights aren't even on.
Yeah. It's like that
So,
roaming gnome thing I did. Hello, is there anyone here? I have an important call from a listener.
So that was my big deal. But I got a great car. We love the car and everything. And I can't wait to detail it some more, because they didn't vacuum it very well. And the floor mats they didn't detail it very well. I'll just leave it at that.
It's hard to get good things.
It is. They did some. They wiped some armor all on some parts of it, but it was like,
It's your half-assed job.
and and I'm going to tell them that too.
Not
in
like
the
this
review.
podcast,
Oh, I got to do the review too.
where we are 100% professional, and we give.
Do you remember the car wash business that I
far
ran?
more than your money's worth?
Do you remember my car wash business?
I don't.
You didn't.
You worked at a gas station. Was that it?
No, but I had a car wash business too. J Washes and Waxes. It was a mobile car wash business. I would go to your house and wash and detail.
That's
wax your
like
car.
ahead of its time.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Those are big things now.
Yeah,
Come with a
and
truck.
I would,
It's got a couple thousand gallons of solution in it. Big pressure washers.
Well, I didn't know all that. I just did it by hand, and
You bought
so
a mop and a bucket.
I had several
Sponge and a
accounts. And the gas
Jay,
station,
a sponge and a bucket.
the gas station let me put my cards up there. So I had a tree company. I would remove all the sap off their trucks. I made a lot of money off them. I had a guy that ran a steel fabrication company that collected Morris Minors, MGs, and Rolls Royces, and I got to drive his Rolls Royce Silver Shadow to the gas station to change the oil. Then I'd come back and wash it, and it was to be washed only with distilled water